It's just 2 days before we see the release of Starfield, but I actually have some more news towards Elder Scrolls 6, and it's some pretty good news finally to hear something about Elder Scrolls 6, because I've been waiting for years upon years upon years for that game. But finally we have a new update towards Elder Scrolls 6, so sit back, relax, enjoy, take a beverage, and let's get on with the news. Elder Scrolls 6 is actually finally in full development. What does that mean? Basically just entered full production, which comes after pre-production. The game has been in for all this time now, and we know that Starfield spent 4 to 5 years in pre-production itself before it went into full development around 2017, 2018, something like that. And now we know that Elder Scrolls 6 has finally entered full development. That does not mean we will see it anytime soon though. So basically Pete Hines did an interview with a Spanish outlet, which I quickly want to talk about. It's called Vandal, and I have an article from PC Gamer that translated some stuff, quotes from Pete Hines. "We have all of our studios focused on making Starfield the best it can be," Hines said, "and yes, there are people working on the Elder Scrolls 6, but this is what the studio is focused on, so no, at no point early are you going to hear about Elder Scrolls 6. Starfield is our focus for now, and it's going to remain our priority for a while before we talk about anything else." Hines did say, however, that Elder Scrolls 6 is no longer in pre-production, as Todd Howard described it last year. It's in development, but it's in early development. So that is good news, that we actually now do have some sort of timeline for Elder Scrolls 6. Most of the time, how basically the roadmap is for game development, you have pre-production, full development, alpha stage, beta stage, and final game. That's something like that. And then of course you have post-production, Q&A. I also forgot Q&A testing, which is most of the time in between alpha and beta as well. Q&A gets done and after beta as well. And then when the game releases, DLC gets made. That's most of the time how a timeline is for game development. So we know at the moment that Elder Scrolls 6 is in full development. Pre-production tends to be the longest stage of development, because a lot of thought is going into gameplay designs, how the story is going to be, the lore, side quests, that's all going to get written. And then in full development they are basically going to make the actual game, shall I say. They go hands-on, they go to make the gameplay systems, the world, stuff like that. But what I hope, and this is more like coming from me as a hope thing, I do wish and hope that Elder Scrolls 6 was already in development next to Starfield, because if we have to wait now, let's say 5 years until 2028, which is now the estimated time Elder Scrolls 6 will release, something like that according to rumors. Also people at Xbox like Phil Spencer saying don't expect Elder Scrolls 6 until at least 2027, 2028. That would soul crush me, to be honest, because I've already been waiting 12, 13 years since the release of Skyrim for a proper single player Elder Scrolls game. And if I have to wait 5 years, 6 years, even longer, that would be just kind of, I'm sorry, BS. I'm just going to say that they should have started far earlier with this game. And the thing is though, Starfield now is being made with a much bigger team than the games were being made in the past, with just only 100 people. Skyrim was made with only 100 people, and now I think Starfield is with like a 300 people, something like that, in the team. So I hope Bethesda can also get more resources as well for Xbox. Keep in mind though, there are some things that I want to keep you guys in the loop with important information. First of all, Elder Scrolls 6 will be a Xbox exclusive. So they have to develop for less platforms. That speeds up development time. That is one thing. Second thing is they already do have most of the assets from Starfield that they can also use. Of course, it's a space game, but most of the gameplay systems, they can reuse that stuff as well into Elder Scrolls 6. And of course, the Creation Engine 2 is made now. Don't forget they had to make a whole new engine for Starfield, and now we do have a engine in place, a next-gen engine. So I do think Elder Scrolls 6 is going to get made a little bit faster than Starfield. They can reuse assets. They do have a new engine now. Does that mean we will see Elder Scrolls 6 in 2025 or 2026? I don't know that. I'm quite skeptical about that. But I wouldn't be surprised if it maybe is a 2026 game, especially with a bigger sized team and getting the support from Xbox now as well, because they are a first party studio, keep that in mind. So I just hope they have been working somewhat already on Elder Scrolls 6 next to Starfield, because if they have to start from zero now, making the game in full development, making landscaping, stuff like that, it's going to take forever. Let me know in the comment section, guys. Are you guys a little bit more optimistic than me? I've just been waiting so long, and I'm hyped for Starfield to see what it is in 2 days. Not to take away excitement from Starfield, of course. I want to play that game as well. But I am an Elder Scrolls fan, and I would have sacrificed Starfield if I could get Elder Scrolls 6 earlier. Let's say just like that. I am an Elder Scrolls fan, and luckily, we do have remakes on the way. We have a Oblivion remake on the way. A fan remake, Sky Oblivion, is on the way. Skywind is on the way. Much more DLC-sized mods are on the way from the Beyond Skyrim team. So we are getting Elder Scrolls content soon. And also, there is this supposed official Oblivion remake in development. It's a rumor. Right now, if I hear anything more about that, I will of course update you guys on that as well. Let me know in the comment section down below, what do you guys think of this story. Thank you guys for watching. As always, like the video if you like it, subscribe to the channel if you want to see more Get Rekt news, gaming news, leaks in general about Elder Scrolls or Starfield, anything BGS related. Of course, also PlayStation related. I do every platform, every big single player game mostly. Thank you guys for watching. As always, like the video if you like it, subscribe to the channel, and I will see you guys in the next Get Rekt Gaming News video. Bye bye.